staying in Shavasana or coming down onto your back, and maybe it feels more comfortable to bend your legs this morning, depending how the lower back feels. Have your block close by so you can easily reach it. And we're going to come down, lie on the back, maybe bent knees, maybe legs along. Just let your arms rest a little bit away from you. Feels okay, turn the palms up. And just close the eyes for a moment. Bringing one hand to the belly now, one hand to the heart. And start to fill the body up with your breath. As you exhale, letting the body soften, letting the body release. And again, that inhale fills the body up. And that exhale softens and releases. A few more breaths here. Just arriving at your yoga mat. Filling the body up with that nourishment, with whatever you need. Knowing that everything we do from the minute we wake to the minute we go to sleep is a reflection on ourselves, particularly our self-worth, our self-care. So just take this check-in now with yourself. Maybe setting an intention for your practice, maybe acknowledging what you need rather than maybe what somebody else needs or what you need to do. And we're going to take 2 more breaths. From here, take a bend into your legs, so you're bringing your feet onto the mat. A little bit of distance. And then we're going to inhale into a gentle bridge, so push the hips high, send the arms behind you, dropping the palms to the floor, the back of the hands to the floor. Holding in your bridge. As you exhale, rolling and placing the spine back down to your mat. From here, we're going to slide our block flat side down under our lower spine. So if you need to have a look at me, it's this way. Lower spine and top of the glutes. So just slide it in place, allowing the back to come down onto your block. Make sure it's comfortable. If you need to make it lower or higher, then you do so. Your hands are there to adjust. And then send the legs long and the arms long. So just like you're stretching through the whole body, that block is supporting you, holding you. Reaching a little more with the fingers, pushing away into the heels. Sending the lower spine into that block. And then relaxing the legs, we're going to draw in the right knee. So give your right knee a squeeze in. You're going to feel that into the left hip. So maybe noticing how tight that might be. You often don't realise. And then take everything long again. And let's hug in our left knee. So a really lovely one for the psoas muscle, that muscle that connects the upper and lower body, that muscle of emotion. And last time, send everything long. You'll be pointing the toes now, stretching through the front of the feet. Bring your arms down alongside you. Take a bend back into your legs. And then draw both knees in, give yourself a hug. Squeeze the knees in. You can always bring your hands to your block. You feel like it's slipping away. And then just take a little roll side to side. Pressing into the lower back, the top of the glutes. It should feel quite nice. And this is a nice one to remember over the Christmas holidays. We've been doing more sitting down than normal, which most of us do. Bring your lower back onto your block and give yourself a little massage, a little release. Drop the feet back down so you can push away now from your block, slide it to one side. Bringing the whole spine back down to the mat, and then once again draw the knees in, give yourself that hug, that roll, that squeeze, that massage. And then you are going to take yourself over to one side. So just when you're ready, take your time. Roll onto one side. Let's come on to our hands and our knees. We're going to tuck our toes. Start to sit back towards our heels. So you're going to get that stretch into the toes as you do so. And then lift away the knees and start to straighten the legs into your downward dog. Take that pedal if that's what you need. Take that bend of the legs and straightening. Really make it your own. Maybe a push into each hip, moving side to side. Starting to wake up. Our lower back should be feeling already better. And we'll come back to our block later. We're going to start to walk now towards the top of our mat. Keep a little bit of distance in the feet. Let the body hang. Hold on to both elbows and take a little sway side to side. Keep a little micro bend into the knees. Let the arms go, let the upper body go. So you're just hanging over the legs in your forward fold. And then keeping the chin tucked in, start to roll the body up all of the way. Reaching the arms up. Hold on to your left wrist. Let's head over to the right side. And that lovely side stretch into that left hip. And then come back to center. Hold on to your right wrist. Let's go the other way. Heading back to center. Let's bend the knees. Inhaling, bringing the arms up. Exhaling, dropping down. So inhale, exhale. A few more of these. Bending, releasing the legs, stretching through the arms. Might be a bit of clicking. Soft in the knee joint. And one more. Holding at the top, maybe looking up at the hands, and then exhale the hands to the heart center. Bring your feet together at the top of your mat. Taking a moment to honor yourself. Honoring self-care, you're taking this time to be on your mat this morning, filling the body up with whatever you need. Make it your own practice. We're going to take that inhale in now, reach up, and then that exhale, fold down. Take a long spine here, step back with your right leg, drop your right knee down, find your low lunge, bring up the arms, push into that right hip a little. And then frame that left foot. We're going to push back into the right heel now. Keep the right hand down, take a twist with that left arm. Drop that left arm down, step back into your plank. Slow lower down to your mat. Roll into your cobra, hold here. And then push back into your child's pose, sit back. We're coming straight into our down dog again, so sending heels back, legs back. We're going to step back to the top of our mat, fold at the top, feet together. Inhale, we rise tall, palms touch, coming back to our heart center, maybe using an affirmation here every time that we come to our heart space. Inhale, we reach up. Exhale, we fold down. Long spine here. Exhale, fold. Step back with your left leg, drop your knee down, find that low lunge, reach it up, pushing into that left hip a little. Framing that right foot, left hand stays down, right arm goes up. We're taking our twist. You're twisting towards your bent knee. Frame your right foot, step back into your plank, lower down to your mat. Coming into your cobra. We're coming back into Balasana just for a moment. Forehead touching the mat. Take a breath here. Sigh it out of the mouth. And then come back into that downward facing dog. Stepping back to the top of the mat, feet touch, feet together and fold. Inhale, let's rise tall. Exhale, heart. Repeating that affirmation, letting it grow stronger and stronger. Inhale, we reach up. Exhale, fold down. Long spine here. Exhale, fold. Stepping back into your plank. Lower down to your mat. Roll into that cobra. Exhale, down dog, push back. Holding your down dog, relaxing your head, spreading the fingers. Pushing into your heels. Inhale into the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Squeeze the right leg back. We're going to take a bend into the right knee. Send the knee out to the right side. Turn your gaze under your right arm. Inhale, draw that right knee in. Bring it towards the chest and hold. Exhale, send that right leg long, three-legged dog. And then step it to the top of the mat into a high lunge. Bring up the arms. Open into your warrior two. Bend into that right knee. Reach with the right hand. Bring it down to the block, down to the mat. Send that left arm long. Come back up, reverse your warrior. Keep that bend in your right knee. Open the arms, straighten the right leg. You might want your block, reach with your right hand, Down towards the foot, left arm straight up to the ceiling. Trikonasana. Turn your gaze down to your right foot, bend back into your right knee. Bring both hands inside edge of that right foot. Turn, drop the left knee back to the mat. Back into that low lunge, bring up the arms. Frame your right foot, step back into your plank pose, lower down to your mat. Roll into your cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Coming back into that lovely long breath. Filling the body up. Exhaling out. Maybe releasing those pockets of tension, any negativity, any stress, any of those worries. One more breath. We're taking the left leg back into a three-legged dog, and then we're bending the knee out to the left, opening into that left hip and turning the gaze towards our left arm. Holding here. We're drawing that left knee in now towards the chest, taking that pause again, squeeze that knee in. Take that leg long, three-legged dog. Step to the top of the mat, into that high lunge. Bend into that left knee. And then open, warrior two. Reach with your left hand, maybe to your block, maybe to your mat. Your right arm goes up. Turn the chest, look up at that right hand. Very nice. Come back into your warrior two. We're straightening that left leg. We're reaching with the left hand, dropping the hand to the block or the mat. Right arm goes long. Trikonasana, again, that option to look up at that right hand. We turn our gaze down to our mat. We bend into our left knee. We drop our hands down. We roll and drop our right knee down. We find that low lunge again. Bringing the arms up. Framing that left foot, step to the top of the mat, feet together and fold. Inhale, rise tall. Exhale, heart, repeating that affirmation. Believing it, feeling it, knowing it's true. Inhale, let's reach up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, release. Step back into your plank pose. Lower down to your mat. Roll into your cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Squeeze that right leg back, open into the knee, turn the knee out, turn the gaze under that right arm. Inhale, we're squeezing that knee into the chest. Exhale, that leg goes long. We're stepping forward into our high lunge. Bring up the arms. We're opening into our warrior two. We're reaching with a right hand down to the mat, left arm goes up. We're coming up into a warrior two. Let's reverse it, left hand down, keep a bend into that right knee. Warrior two, arms, straighten that right leg, reach with the hand, drop it down into Trikonasana. Gaze down to your mat, bend into your right knee, frame the foot, drop your left knee down, low lunge here. Frame your right foot, step back into your plank pose, lower down to your mat, come into your cobra, and come back into your downward dog. Take 3 long breaths here, inhale in, Exhale out. And again, 2 more. 1 more. Squeeze that left leg back into a 3-legged dog. Bend into that knee, take that twist, that turn to that left arm. Draw that knee into the chest. Take that leg long. Stepping forward into your high lunge, bring up the arms, bend into that left knee. Open into your warrior 2 left side. Reach with that left hand, drop it down to the mat, right arm long. Coming back up, reverse your warrior, keep that bend in the left knee. Come back into your warrior 2. Straighten your left leg, reach with your left hand, drop it down, right arm up. Trikonasana. Turn your gaze down to your mat, bend back into your left leg, frame your foot, drop your right knee down, low lunge. Framing that left foot, step back into your plank. Staying on the left hand, let's roll the right arm up. Side plank. Drop your right hand down, roll onto that right hand, left arm up. Other side. Left hand down, come all the way down to your mat. Back into cobra. Exhale into that downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths here, breathing all the way in. Take that side out. 1 more here. And sigh it out. Squeeze that right leg back. Open into that knee, take that twist, that turn. We've got 1 more each side. Draw that right knee into the tummy. Take that leg long. Stepping that foot to the top of the mat into your high lunge. Open into your warrior 2. Reach with that right hand. This time take that left arm long towards the left ear. Reverse your warrior. Keep that bend in the right leg. Come back into your warrior arms, straighten that right leg, reach with the right hand, drop it down. Again, this left arm goes long. Challenging the obliques a little here. Bend back into that right knee, frame your right foot, drop the left leg down, left knee down, arms come up. Frame that right foot, step back into your plank. Coming onto that right arm, left arm up. Rolling onto that left hand, right arm up. Back into that plank to lower all the way down to your mat. Roll into your cobra and come back to your downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths here, all the way into the body, all the way out. 1 more breath. We're squeezing that left leg back, bending into that knee, taking that twist, that turn left side. Let's draw that knee into the chest and then take that leg long. Stepping forward into our high lunge left side, bend into that left knee, open into our warrior 2. Reach with that left hand down to the mat or the block, take that right arm long. Reverse your warrior here. Very nice. Straighten into your warrior 2 arms, straighten that left leg, reach with the left hand, right arm long. Activating those obliques. Turning your gaze down to your mat, framing your left foot, drop the knee down, last low lunge. Framing your left foot, step back into your plank, last side planks here, left arm stays down, right arm goes up. Right hand down, left arm up. Coming back into your plank, drop down onto your elbows, bring the palms together or link the fingers, hold your plank, pulling the belly away from the mat. Breathing fully. We're going to take 3 more breaths. Take 1 more breath. Drop your knees down to your mat, sit back into a child's pose. Taking the knees wide, big toes together. And then take a walk over to your right side, bring the left hand on top of the right, drop the head back down. Getting that lovely stretch down the left side. Picking up the head, walking over to the left now. Right hand on top of the left, drop the head. And come back to center, forehead back to the mat. So Jackie, you're leaving us at 7, so it's just coming up to 7 now, so rest here for a moment in child's pose. And then ease back into your day. For everyone else, we're going to come back into our downward dog. We're going to squeeze our right leg back and then step to the top of our mat back into our low lunge. But we're going to frame our right foot and relax our back foot. From here, start to sit back, sending the toes of the right foot up. Now you can always grab your block. So if you want to, you can sit back on your block as you send the toes up. If you don't need your block, you come all the way down to your mat. So that left leg is bent. We're going to take an inhale in, reach up, and an exhale, fold towards that right side. Now it might be that you use your strap as you come down, but it does help to prop that glute if you struggle to come down here. And it's not about touching the toes. It might just be walking the hands a little. You're going to feel that quite intense in the back of that right leg. So just see where you're at. There's no rush. You're just listening, noticing what's your body telling you. I'll take a few more breaths. When you're ready, roll back into your low lunge, so you're coming forward again. Frame the foot, tuck the toes of back leg, and step it back into your downward dog. Maybe you want to walk here or pedal, or move side to side. Maybe it feels better to hold. There's no right, there's no wrong. We're then going to squeeze that left leg back. Step to the top of the mat, that low lunge, the other side, drop that knee. And then we start to sit back towards our right heel. Maybe we're grabbing our block, propping that left glute. We're then going to maybe walk or maybe inhale up and exhale as we come down. We can always use our strap. Just noticing this left side. How does it feel? Make sure the toes are pointing up to the ceiling, so you're really activating the back of the leg. We've been doing lots of exercise, you're probably feeling this stretch, particularly if you're a runner or do lots of walking. breathe into that tightness. And this is why when we do perform maybe a lot of exercise, or we do one of the same thing, we need to spend time releasing the muscles. A little bit like a rubber band, getting tighter and tighter. So we're taking that rubber band around something. If we don't stretch it out and don't release it, that's when it can snap or cause problems. And you see so many people in gyms, you know, exercising away and then walking away when it's time to stretch. And this will eventually lead to problems. So let's start to come forward now, back over that left leg. Frame your left foot, step back into your downward dog, take whatever you need here, pedal, walk, movement or hold. And then we're going to squeeze that right leg up. We're going to draw the knee into the chest and drop the knee towards our right thumb. Take your left leg back, so we're coming into pigeon now. You might want your block for support. As you inhale, come up onto your fingertips and take a back bend here. Look up. Should feel quite nice. Option to kick back and hold that left ankle or that left foot. Even if it's just for a moment, stretching through that thigh muscle. Again, maybe noticing what you can feel here. Let go and start to come down to your mat, whatever version you prefer. If you like your arms long and the forehead down, or you like to cross the arms and rest the head. And once you're down, maybe just take a little bit of movement, feeling into each hip, pushing into each side. And then we are going to find stillness. So try to have the hips in line in pigeon. It's our yin sleeping swan where we delve into one side. And again, just notice, where is your body holding on? Sometimes we don't even realise we're doing it. We can be clenching those muscles. Just see if you can soften everything. Give permission to let go. Flooding those muscles with love, with compassion, with kindness. And the last few breaths here. And then we take that walk either side of our right knee, tucking the toes of that left foot, and we step back into our down dog. We take that walk, whatever we need. Maybe a bend of the legs, pedal of the toes. Feeling that blood going back into that leg that we've had bent in. And then we're going to squeeze the left leg back. Draw the knee into the chest, take it towards our left thumb, and then shift the right leg back. We're staying on the fingers for a moment, taking that back bend, that option to kick back and hold that ankle, that foot, in a variation of bow. then releasing that leg and coming down in your own time to your version that works for you. Once you're there, again, maybe taking a little bit of movement side to side before you come into your hold. Using your breath into any tightness that you may be feeling. A few more breaths here. Start to frame that left knee again. Tucking the toes of the right foot, stepping back into our last downward dog. And taking what you need. Grounding into the palms, fingers wide. And then from here, just roll forward, drop your hips down into an upward dog, staying on the toes. And then push back into a downward dog. So maybe doing that a few times. If you need to adjust the hands a little, do so. And pushing back. Let's take one more. Upward facing, looking up. Downward facing, looking down. Start to walk towards your feet now. Turn the toes out, bring the heels in and come into your Malasana squat. So I'm going to come so I can see you. So we're going to drop our right hand down and we're going to open with our left arm. The other option here is you take a bind. So when you drop your right hand down, you take that arm around the leg and you bring your left hand back to meet it. You're pulling that left shoulder back. You can always sit on your blocks if you need to. You can come onto your block and come here. So you decide. Lovely shoulder opener. Remember, as you, whatever version you're in, you're turning towards your left shoulder. Turning the gaze to the left, yes. Release that right side. Come back into your normal variation, pushing the elbows into the inner leg. And then we're going to move on to the other side. So if you do need your block, grab it. The left hand is either down or it's around that knee and the right arm is back to meet it. We're turning now towards our right shoulder. Our shoulders are getting a lovely stretch. Last breath here. We come back to center, push those elbows in again, send the chest high, and then release down to your mat. You're going to take your legs wide. You can have your block or your bolster just in front of you. And then we're going to start to walk towards our chosen support. Now it might be it's for your head, might be that you're bringing your elbows onto it, head in hands. If you struggle to come forward, sit on a rolled up blanket or a small block. Try and keep the toes pointing up as you come down. Take what you need. And feel that into the lower back, into the top of the glutes, into the back of the legs. A few more breaths. Come up when you're ready. You're going to reach for your right foot with your right hand, and you're going to open your left arm up and then take that arm around your lower back, maybe to the top of your thigh. So maybe your left hand reaches the top of your right thigh. It doesn't matter if it doesn't, it can be into the small of your back. But the idea is you're turning again, you're pulling that left shoulder back. So you're opening into the body. Now release that left arm, bring it back up to the ceiling. It can stay here, or it starts to head over towards your right foot. It's just an option. You can stay up. You're going to feel that into the side body, whatever version you're in. Make sure you keep your gaze towards the left side so you don't start to fold towards that right leg. Yes. Release that left arm. Come back up. Let's reach for our left foot. We can always have our strap here. Left hand to the left foot, right arm reaches up. Look up at that right hand, it really puts you in the right position. Turning the chest towards the ceiling, and then maybe you're taking that right hand back to your lower back. Maybe it's going all the way round to the left thigh, towards the left hip, as you pull that right shoulder back. Yes, very nice. Taking that right arm up now to the ceiling again, looking up towards that right hand, and then letting that hand go over towards your left foot. Always stay up, doesn't have to reach over. Very slowly making your way back up. Send the soles of the feet together close to you in butterfly. Fingers around the toes. So send the spine long, relax your shoulders, pull your shoulders down your back. You can stay just as we are, or you drop the elbows, you tuck the chin, you start to curl in, and feel that into the groin, into the hips. Let the head go if you are curling in, not letting go of the weight of the neck. And then very slowly roll yourself back up. Draw your knees in. If you can take hold of your strap, so have it close by. And we are going to lie down again. So have your strap and your block coming onto your back. We're going to be sending everything long again. So send your legs long, rest your arms down for a moment. And then bring the legs together. We're going to draw in our right knee, squeeze it in just as we did with our block in place. And then either taking hold of the right big toe with the right hand or grabbing your strap, we're going to send that heel up to the ceiling. So whatever version you're in, try to relax your right shoulder so we're not hunching it up towards the neck. You can bring your left hand onto your left hip. Pushing that right heel up to the ceiling, start to take your right leg out to the side. Now you want to keep your hips ideally up towards the ceiling, just as we did with pigeon, keep the hips in line. Naturally that left hip wants to roll to the right, so let your left hand ground it down. And you're going to your own edge. So you're finding your own edge of taking this right foot out. Draw that right foot back in. Let go of your strap if you had it in place. Bring your arms out in front of you and then lift off your left heel and bring up your head. You're going to feel that in the core muscles. And hold. We slowly change legs. We send the left heel up, the right heel down. We're still holding the head up if the neck is okay. We're still reaching with the hands. We change again. Left heel down, right leg up. And then once more we change. Dropping the head down, the left heel now is up to the ceiling. We're going to squeeze that knee into the chest. We're taking hold of the big toe with the left hand, or we're grabbing our strap around the foot. Right hand is on the right hip. As we send that left heel now to the ceiling, holding on to it. Remember to relax that left shoulder. And then we're going to take that left leg out to the side. Hopefully you've got space. Remember you want to keep the hips facing upwards. Let that right hand ground you down. Bring that leg back in. Let go of the foot. Reach with the arms again. This time bend the left knee towards you, lift off the right heel. So you've bent that left knee in, you're lifting off the right heel, you're reaching with the hands. And you know what's coming. We have to do a little bit of core work, everyone. Let's draw that right knee in, left leg out. Hold and hover that left heel. Any neck issues, you can always drop your head down. Let's change legs again. Draw that left knee in. That right heel is hovering. And then one last time. Draw that right knee in. Left heel is hovering. We're going to bring the head down to the mat. We're going to squeeze both knees in. Give yourself that roll. That massage, side to side. Option here to come up into a shoulder stand or a double leg raise. So if you're in a double leg raise, your arms are alongside you, heels are pointing up, you can always be on your block as well. If you're in a shoulder stand, you want to bring the knees in and then push up and support your back. It's hard to talk and demonstrate that one actually, but you know what you're doing. So you decide. So if you're in your shoulder stand, try and walk your elbows in closer together. They naturally want to flare out, yes. A few more breaths in your chosen posture. Of course, you can come out anytime you need to. So when you're ready, make your way out. Take a bend into the legs, bring the feet onto the mat. Link your fingers, bring your hands under your head, rest your elbows down, draw the knees into the chest and let the knees fall over to your right side. So you're coming into your spinal twist. Keep the elbows grounding down to the floor if you can. Maybe it feels nice to close the eyes. Make your way back to centre. Let the knees fall over to your left side. Taking that spinal twist. And then coming back to centre and finding your version of Shavasana, whatever you need. Making yourself comfortable, making yourself warm. Allowing the body to rest. And this is when we absorb our practice. We don't want to jump up and rush back into our day. We want to absorb it. Take our time. Maybe coming back to filling the body up with the breath. Letting the body feel heavier as you exhale. Coming back to your affirmation. This is feeding your soul. Planting those positive seeds. There's a beautiful story in Native America tradition of a grandfather sitting around a campfire one evening with his two grandchildren. And the moon is above them, and the wood is crackling in the fire. And the grandfather tells the story of two wolves fighting. And he says it's bigger than a fight. It's an epic battle between these two wolves. The grandfather explains that one wolf is symbolic of the ego and represents anger, fear, guilt, resentment, and jealousy. And the other warmth is symbolic of spirit and represents love, courage, kindness, generosity, and wisdom. When one of the grandchildren asks, which wolf wins the battle? The grandfather replies, the one that you feed the most. So where do your thoughts go? What are you feeding the most? Every time you get onto your yoga mat, every time you sit in meditation, you're feeding that good wolf. And the more we practice these tools, the stronger that good wolf becomes. And when you feel ready, just start to bring movement back into your body. Be a wiggle of the toes or the fingers. Maybe a full body stretch. Maybe taking a little roll. Slowly come back to seated, no rush. Once there, bring one hand onto the belly, one hand onto the heart. Repeat your affirmation to yourself once again. I am a chosen word. And then take your arms around yourself, give yourself a big hug, a squeeze, maybe draw that chin in. Telling yourself how beautiful you are, how amazing you are, how strong you are, how loved you are. And let's finish at our heart center with our hands in Namaste. Namaste, thank you.